Hey gamers, Steely here, and today I'm going to share some of my favorite skilling methods. If you know anything about me, you know I'm not really a fan of skilling, but a lot of the important quests in the game and diary unlocks are trapped behind skilling levels. Not to mention Song of the Elves, which requires essentially base level 70s across multiple skills. So I thought I would give you guys some of my favorite skilling methods. Most of these are all relatively low input or AFK, as my preferred method for leveling skilling is to do it in the background unless it nets massive XP drops and is worth the consistent focus. So let's dive right into it. For cooking, wines are one of my favorite cooking methods. You can start doing these as low as level 35 cooking, which makes them a viable option for most scapers, and the XP rates are pretty wild, with up to 500k XP an hour being attainable. Plus, it is a lot of fun to spam wines and wait to see the massive XP drop you get if you grind it out for a period of time. The other cooking method that is one of my favorites is baking pies using the Bake Pie spell. The only downside to this method is the level 65 magic requirement and the lunar spellbook access, as well as the runes that you'll actually need to cast it. It is a much more AFK-able method than wines, and will net you between 50 to 450k XP an hour depending on the type of pies that you are cooking. Crafting is a relatively easy skill to level while bank standing and remaining semi-AFK. Glass blowing is a good option for a relatively low input and semi-AFK way of leveling. However, in my experience, it doesn't net the best XP per hour. You can get around 50 to 120k XP an hour and around 1 minute of AFK time per inventory, depending on the glass item that you're blowing, but it is a chill method to use. My preferred method for crafting is cutting gems. While cutting gems, you're able to get some pretty high XP rates and AFK for around a minute as well. You get quite a bit more than you do with glass blowing, and you can get really good XP rates as low as level 20 crafting. If you look at the cutting gems table on your screen, you'll see the range from sapphires to dragonstones being 125k XP an hour all the way up to 365k XP an hour. I also really enjoy battle staffs, as these can be profitable if you claim them daily from the staff seller in Varric after completing various levels of the Varric diaries. They will net you similar XP per hour as cutting dragonstones, but they are a more click-intensive method, so keep that in mind. For fishing, I prefer to do cave eels in the Dorgish Khan caves. This is a super low input fishing method. All you'll need to do this is level 38 fishing and completion of the Death to the Dorgish Khan quest. To get there, you'll need to make your way to the Dorgish Khan area, and run south to the agility area at the top. From there, you'll want to climb down the ladder on the side and run over to the west side of the cave, where you will notice a fishing spot. Once you're there, you'll be AFKing your way to 30k fishing XP per hour. The reason that this works is because the location of the fishing spot never moves, so gone are the days of having to run around moving from fishing spot to fishing spot. Click once and wait for a full inventory, drop, and repeat. With this method, you can expect around 3 to 5 minutes of AFK time for a full inventory, and the XP rates will net you somewhere between 25 and 45k XP an hour, making this one a super awesome method and one of my favorites. Firemaking can be easily leveled using the Wintertot minigame, and this minigame is one of the fastest methods to level your firemaking. However, it's a click-intensive method, which can require a decent amount of focus, and if you're like me, around an hour of this will make you so bored that you'll want to fall off your computer chair. My personal favorite method is leveling with the Forester's Campfires, as this is a very AFK method. You will take around 2 to 3 minutes to fully burn an inventory of logs, and this will net you between 30 and 200k XP an hour depending on the logs that you are burning. This makes this a viable method for both AFK and decent XP per hour. For farming, I prefer trees, fruit trees, and special trees like teaks and mahoganies. These are by far the best way to level your farming with relatively low input. However, this is an expensive option, especially at later levels. It cost me around 150 mil to hit level 99 farming using the highest level trees that I could buy, but on average a tree run takes around 30 minutes if you have all the nearby teleports and all of the patches accessible, which means that you can net over 245k XP per run with max level trees, making it my personal favorite way to level up this skill. I would also highly recommend paying the nearby NPC to monitor the trees so that they don't die and waste your GP. If you want to speed up the process, you can also pay them to take the tree down after you've collected your experience. I would recommend using the time tracking plugin on RuneLite to know when your trees are ready for harvest so that you don't have to wait around or guess, and then you can do your run all in one go, thereby making this a very chill skill to level. I personally just fletch logs into longbows, and this has been my preferred method of leveling since it is generally fairly AFK and you can net between 20 to 175k XP an hour. It is my personal go-to for this skill as there aren't many fun ways of leveling fletching while keeping things fairly chill. If you look at the XP table on your screen, you'll see that you can net anywhere between 20k XP an hour for longbows at level 10 fletching, all the way up to 175k XP an hour for magic longbows at 85 fletching. That makes leveling fletching with this method pretty chill, and you get decent XP rates, which is why it's my preferred method for this skill. For Herblore, I prefer to use stackables or tars. Tars are a great way to semi-AFK your Herblore level. While this is a bit more click intensive, it is also still relatively chill and one of my favorites for easy Herblore XP with minimal input. You can expect around 1 minute between inventories, and if you look at my XP table on the side of your screen, you'll see that with Guam Tars at level 19 Herblore, you can be earning as much as 45k XP an hour. And if you can get yourself up to level 55 Herblore and do Irrit Tar, you'll be getting around 150k XP an hour, which makes this a really viable way to level up your Herblore quite easily without putting in too much effort. The other way that you can approach this is to do stackables. One of my favorite stackable Herblore potions is to make stamina potions. To do this, you'll need Amulice crystals and super energy potions, but this provides a solid minute of AFK time, and you'll net around 200k XP an hour, making it a highly desirable way to earn late levels and Herblore gains for minimal effort. I'm a big fan of Birdhouse runs for Hunter. While leveling this way is semi-slow, it's an awesome way to get passive Hunter XP with minimal effort. You'll need to finish the dig site and the Bone Voyage quests to access Fossil Island, but from there, you can do a Birdhouse run every hour, and each run will net you between 1 to 5k XP depending on the level of birdhouses you can make. A Birdhouse run on average takes around a minute to do, and if you're consistent with this, you can easily gain Hunter levels and use this method for the early game. It's one of the reasons that I chose to do this all the way up to about level 60 Hunter. If you want to learn more about Birdhouse runs, check out my other video that goes through everything you need to know to start earning some fairly passive Hunter XP. This is a super chill and relatively AFK-able method, and another personal favorite. However, in order to do this, you'll need 60 Hunter, a Kruk Gree, and the Monkey Madness 2 quest completed. So for you early and mid-game scapers, this will just not be a viable option, but it's still a personal favorite, and that's why it's in this video. To get there, you'll need to make your way to the Apatoll dungeon that is hidden on the north side of Apatoll Island, just south of the glider. From there, go across the monkey bars and into the northern crevice. Make sure that your Kruk Gree is equipped and jump on a gorilla to go for a ride. Use your bananas to set the trap, and away you go. You catch a monkey about once every 30 seconds, so with this method you can expect to earn between 60 to 100k XP an hour, and it requires minimal effort and input, which is why it's a solid hunter method worth noting in this video. For mining, the obvious choice for AFKable and chill is star mining. The requirements for this is level 10 plus mining, but higher mining is better as you can only mine certain stars of certain tiers. If you have low mining, you're going to be moving from star to star, which is going to consume a lot more time. This is one of the best methods for AFKing in the game. I'm not really a fan of mining, but star mining is one of the most chill ways to level your mining, and it's been the main reason that my mining level is as high as it is. Busy at work? AFK some stars in the background. Working on a project? AFK some stars in the background. It's an amazing way to get some passive XP, and the XP rates are low at around 25k XP an hour, but with 7 minutes of AFK time between clicks, it's just one of the easiest things in the game to do. There are several ways to get locations for shooting stars. There are in-game chats like the Old School RuneScape Star Clan Chat, or you can use websites like OSRS Vault to find locations, and you can sort by star tier or time left. The only downside to this method is that when you're at lower levels, as I mentioned, you'll have to move around a lot, which makes this less AFK. While the blast furnace is a great option for smithing, it will net you significant XP, I just find it incredibly tedious and annoying. The click intensity of this method for me personally is not my favorite, so while a lot of scapers will choose to do the blast furnace, I often choose to level my smithing using plate bodies instead. Plate bodies are low input and fairly chill. I would recommend starting plate bodies at the level of steel, which is level 48 smithing. If you do steel plate bodies, you can do them from level 48 to level 68, earning 140k XP an hour. From there, I would move to mithril plate bodies, which will get you around 200k XP an hour, and you can do that all the way up to level 88 smithing, at which point you can switch to adamant plate bodies and go all the way to 99 at 240k XP an hour. There are 2 anvils I would recommend for making your plate bodies. If you have not unlocked Prifdinous, I would suggest a location that most scapers are probably familiar with, the anvil just south of the West Varrock Bank. If you have unlocked Prifdinous, I would highly recommend using the East Anvil next to the bank, as this is the closest possible anvil to smith on and will reduce your run times and increase your XP rates. A side note to this, if you're wearing full graceful, that will also reduce your stamina drain and vastly increase your run duration while using this method. Varlamore Thieving is probably my favorite method for thieving in the game. The only requirements is level 50 plus thieving, and the Children of the Sun quest needs to be completed. This method is super chill, and if you want to learn more about how to set it up, click the link on the screen now, or go over and check out my other video titled Thieving in Old School RuneScape Sucks Unless You Use This Chill Method. In that video, I explain everything you need to use to set up this semi-AFK thieving method. And if you do it correctly, you can expect around 1 to 2 minutes of AFK time between inputs and net around 50 to 75k XP an hour. If you're looking to level up woodcutting in a fun way, I would highly recommend the Forestry Worlds. Forestry puts a unique spin on woodcutting in which you are tasked with minigames and random events that pop up while you're doing your grind. These events allow you to gain XP in other skills as well as woodcutting, while also breaking up the monotony of just chopping trees. It is my personal go-to for doing any form of woodcutting activity, unless I simply want to stand there and AFK, at which point I'm probably going to the woodcutting guild and chillin' on some redwoods. If you're sick of standing in front of trees waiting for your next log to go into your inventory, forestry would be a simple way to mix things up. There is also a woodcutting plugin available on RuneLite which highlights the required tasks, making forestry fairly brain dead overall. And those are my favorite skilling methods. If you've made it this far into the video, you're probably wondering where agility and runecrafting are, and you'd be right to ask. My issue is that I have found very few methods that I feel are worth mentioning in this video, as this is meant to feature my personal favorite skilling methods, and I hate both of these skills. So, on that note, if you happen to know a solid way to train agility or runecrafting that you think I should know about, throw it in the comments below and I'll check it out. Who knows, maybe I'll make another video featuring them if they're good. If you found any of these methods helpful for you, please do me a solid and like and subscribe to the video, or check out some of my other content to support the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and good luck, gamers.